Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and I hope you're doing fantastic today. And this is episode 451, or if you're in my program, there's episode 735. So, let's get straight in to this episode. You see, this is all about your own communication in terms of getting the kind of goals that you really desire. Now, most people are geared up in such a way that you'll self-sabotage yourself. And it can be from the smallest and slightest things. And one of the things, there's many things, right, why we can self-sabotage ourselves, from the unconscious mind thinking it's safer to remain the way that you are, not going beyond our comfort zone, and limiting beliefs and all these kind of things. But one aspect that we're going to be talking about today is just the choice of self-talk, or the verbalization of certain sentences in terms of our goals, our dreams. So, let's just say you had a goal to get a promotion. Now, if you were to say to yourself, I'm going to try to get a promotion this year. I'm going to just really try to get that promotion. You will not probably get that promotion whatsoever. And it's very linguistic in its meaning. Let me give you an example of this. I want you, at your earliest convenience, even now if you can do, is to close your eyes and just relax. There's not any hypnosis or anything like this. It's like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. I want you to go ahead and imagine to the best that you can. You may not see perfectly, hear or feel, but just kind of visualize to the best of your ability as if you were in front of a door, okay? The door is in front of you. You see the door handle right there. And as you see the door handle, go ahead and try to open that door. Try to open that door. Try to turn the doorknob. And notice your experience. Now go ahead, open your eyes, close your eyes, and see that door again. Now go ahead and open that door. Go ahead and just open that door. And open your eyes. Now, if you're like most people, you will have noticed a difference between the two. What was it really about? In the first one, I said, try to open the door. The second one was open the door. Go ahead and open the door. Now, the word try comes from the word really triad. If we really think about triad, we're going into to make an attempt or the effort to do something. And when we go about that kind of mindset, you're not actually doing it. And more often than not, it's causing failure. If you try to lose weight, if you try to earn that 20K per month, try to double your business, you'll come up with resistance because the linguistic aspects, even of the word try, has a certain energy to it. It presupposes unconsciously it's not going to happen. Does it mean it will never happen? No. But we're literally hypnotizing ourselves through our self-talk to not do it efficiently. So, we could say, I'm going to try to get that promotion, and you probably won't. But you can go ahead and set the goal and outcome that I'm going to get a promotion. I'm going to get that promotion. Notice the energy difference. Notice even the somatic part, the feelings that you have in your body in terms of try and saying the word go. I'm going to go and do it. total zero resistance more often than not, unless you have limiting beliefs and all those kind of things. Like I said, we're not covering all of that. You need help to get that level. But just thinking about the words that you use. Let's go for another example. If I go, why can't I achieve something? You will unconsciously seek out all the reasons why you cannot do so. Your unconscious mind is looking to serve you. So if you're saying, I'm going to try and do it, your unconscious mind will not really help you. It will just try to sabotage you. It's not a success. If you go, why am I like this? Your unconscious mind will go, well, this is why. Do you remember that time in 1999 and you just kind of looked stupid, or you failed, or this event happened? It will seek out what you say. So be conscious of the words that you use. You see, having been in this business for 18, 19 years, language is so powerful. The way that you communicate with others and yourself will create images in your mind. It will create feelings. It will create an internal self-talk. It will visualize something with an internal representation. So when you're using certain words, it will dictate and create a certain representation of what you're saying. That is why hypnosis is so good. Because you can implant new ideas that if you want to accept, because maybe you want to change, you're going to make that happen. But if I were to go, I want you to try and feel happier today. Whatever you do, try to do this. Or think of all the reasons why you can't do something. It's going to sabotage yourself. It's like almost the don't look down. You're going to look down because you presuppose it. It cancels it out. So the words that you use are very important in getting your success. So be clean and clear with your language. You see, if I were to say to you, imagine having achieved your goal, and as you've achieved it, notice how good it feels to be there. And having felt how good it is to be there, look back having made that change. How does it feel having made that change, looking back to now? Now, even in that one simple sentence or a few sentences, I got you to go to different places, the successful completion, looking back, noticing how good it feels to be there. So I'm getting your unconscious mind to go in places where the learnings and the resources are. Now, it depends on the person. It depends on what you're going through and the context of the situation. But you can have the great ability to be able to manipulate. And manipulation isn't a bad word unless you have bad intentions. You can manipulate your body through massage to get back into alignment, or chiropractor and all these things. So we can create, manipulate, and plant seeds to our unconscious mind to our advantage, so it can yield the results. More often than not, we're communicating things that we don't want. You see, you might say, I want to achieve financial abundance. I just want to achieve financial abundance. But the nature of it not being there, the nature of thinking of, I want it because I don't want to feel bad, I don't want to be chased by credit card companies, I don't want to look silly, I don't want to fail, and all these things, you're not going to really be totally aligned with your goal. I was actually speaking to a group today, and I was talking about, look, on the one hand, you might have the absolute conviction of achieving success within your business. You might have the best product. You might have the best service. You might be able to do all these great things. But if you, as the CEO, or we can change the context to manager, we can change it to your as an owner. But if you have this goal in mind, but behind that goal, beneath the surface, it is covered with fear, lack, scarcity, self-doubt, fear of failure, fear of not being enough, all these things, you are now changing the percentage of your goal. You see, if we're 100% aligned, zero resistance, fully congruent with all that we desire, you will get what you want. Without a doubt, you will get what you want if it is in reality possible. Sometimes we get things so when we've been told we can never have those things. Over and over again, we have seen this in many diagnoses where people have overcame something which was meant to be terminal. You see, it was a different frame of reference. If your frame of reference when it comes to achieving your goal is stacked with the negative or the opposite of your goal, the lack of, the scarcity, the fears, the worries, and the doubts, you're sending mixed up communications. You're saying on the one hand you want this, but on the other side of things, your unconscious mind is saying no. And it could be saying no because your association consciously is setting up those mixed signals. The frequency you're putting out is more static rather than clarity. And you have to get this sorted. This is where it's on you to really become conscious of the words that you speak about. You see, sometimes you will never, ever, ever speak towards someone else how you might speak to yourself. You would never berate other people or belittle or be like so angry or hurt at someone else like you are with yourself sometimes. You see, if you don't feel enough, you don't feel capable, you don't feel good enough or deserving, you're bringing yourself down. You're creating that negative energy, that friction within yourself. You're directing it within your unconscious. And if your unconscious mind is doing that, receives it, it's going to act accordingly. So be conscious of the language that you speak upon yourself. You see, you can speak greatness into your life, or you can create and speak fear into your life. You can speak into being the victor, or speak into becoming the victim. Why am I always like this? Why does everything happen to me? Why does every relationship fail? Why does everyone I meet just want to hurt me? Why can I not get customers? Why can I not get that promotion? Your unconscious mind will serve you and go, your wish is my command, and it'll give you all the reasons why. If you say, I'm going to try and lose weight, I'm going to try and overcome this fear that I have, I'm going to try and get that extra money, I'm going to get that income of $250,000 every single year, I'm going to try and do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. It's as simple as that. So just notice over the next few days the type of words and sentences that you speak about. Because what you speak about, you bring about. Be conscious. It's the only way to change. Now, the reason why I say to be conscious, because if you're doing it all unconsciously, it's going to keep on doing what it's always done. When you become conscious that you want to change your life, that you're willing to do whatever it takes, you're now setting up the first step. You see, the first thing is to be able to realize that something is wrong and something needs to change. If you don't know something's wrong, if you're just unconsciously in this zombie-like state of just repeating the same negative patterns, nothing's going to change. But you're listening to this, so it means you want to up-level your success in any endeavor. So the first step is being conscious that you have an issue, that something has to change, that you got a goal and outcome, but then also be conscious of the words that you use to yourself. Because when you do, you then have the opportunity to switch them up, to catch them in the act, rather than just being unconscious, ingrained patterns. You see, it's all on you, and as I always say, it's good news, because now you have the opportunity to do something about it. You see, when we work with people, We take a deep dive in finding the real hidden root cause. You see, my clients, when we take them on, obviously they're aware that something's wrong. They've been conscious that they're feeling certain emotions. They're feeling the fear of success or the fear of failure. They're conscious it's bleeding in to their relationships and their family life. They know that the pain and the anguish that they're in is not yielding the results they want. It's not allowing them to level up in their business, in their career. They're consciously aware of it. Once you get consciously aware, now you're understanding. You haven't changed yet, but you're now understanding what you're doing. You're discovering the strategy. Then, of course, beneath that, obviously with our clients, we discover the root cause of the issue, which creates all the symptoms that the person is going through. Because once you find the cause, if you let it go, guess what? There are no symptoms. It's like being the good doctor, right? A bad doctor would just focus on the symptoms. A good doctor will realize where those symptoms are coming from. Were they from experiences? Was it from a belief system? Was it from a value conflict? Was it because of certain situations that then came to certain conclusions and frames of references? It can get pretty deep. But once you discover that, you're understanding how your brain works. And then once you start to plant the seeds to greatness and resolve that root cause, you will live a life of freedom. The goals and the desires that you want will be in total alignment with your thoughts, your feelings, your body, your actions and reactions. And then the health, the wealth, the abundance, it follows you. It looks out for you. One thing that I love working with people is when they come up to us a few weeks into the program and they just go, so weird. Something just came to me. Like life came up different. It showed me something else. I'm now seeing these opportunities. I now know I can get that promotion. I now know I'm worthy to start charging X amount per session in the case of it when we work with coaches who want to level up. You see, once you make that decision and change, you then look for opportunities, but the opportunities look for you. Whatever you desire desires you. But if you're unconsciously desiring more pain, more failure, more blocks, more self-sabotage unconsciously, it will also seek that out for you. But once you let them go, only greatness follows. It unveils itself to you, and it unravels itself, and it allows you to shine like you've never felt before. I mean, some people, once again, we've been speaking to about this, once they made that change, they're like, oh my God, I've always felt and dreamed to have this feeling, but this feeling is so much more than I could ever imagine, but I was just so blocked that I couldn't get there. And that's our goal for you. That's what you've got to get to. Now, of course, if you want that opportunity to work with me and my team to get you to where you really want to be, let's go ahead and make it happen. It takes a certain kind of person who is dedicated, that is committed, and is willing to do things they've never done. It's part of the process sometimes. Then go ahead and just go to www.josephclough.info/go or watch our web class at www.josephclough.info/power. The web class at www.josephclough.info/power will give you a bit of pre-education training before we get to that breakthrough call. But if you're so decisive and committed and willing to do what it takes as a professional person who wants to grow their professional life, their business too, then go to josephclough.info/go and our team will get on the phone with you, will discover where you are, where you want to be, figure out what's really stopping you, and then we'll see if we can carve out the success strategy, because once you have that with us, life will never be the same again. So once again, for the masterclass, josephclough.info/power, or the breakthrough call josephclough.info/go. And I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye.